Hello, I'm Valerie McLennan. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. I hope you're well. This is my spiritual channel, Valerie Mac, Scottish, spiritual, and very funny, allegedly. Now, I incorporate humour, spiritual wisdom, sometimes burst into song, and, occasionally all of the above. Now, you have to tune in, you just don't know what you're getting. But there is always spiritual wisdom. Now, if you've been following me a while, thank you very much, and I hope you continue to listen. And if you're a new listener, thank you. And could you please revert back and listen to my previous podcasts to give you an idea of the flavour of my delivery, my style, my wit, etc. Now, thank you. This is a Sunday afternoon. And on previous days, I was mentioning I was absolutely freezing. It was freezing. Maybe I'm over-egging my pudding. It felt about -2, -3. Now, that was like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all week. Freezing. Now, today, it's more or less like a heat wave because we have managed to climb up to 1 degree. 1 degree. And we're saying, it's a lot milder today, isn't it? Quite pleasant, actually. We're thinking, that shows you how cold it's been. We're thinking it's wonderful. We're at 1 degree and we can walk in one. I know. So there you are. I hope it's nice where you are, or nice there. And I hope you're getting out. I hope you're walking. If you are able, get out and walk. I know. I'm a great believer in exercise, walking for the mind, the body, and the spirit. I've said it all before, and I shall no doubt say it again. Now, don't get complacent. I'm going to give you another couple of funny stories just to set the pattern, set the tone for my podcast. But as I said, don't get complacent. I won't be doing this all of the time. This is just to kind of get you into a false sense of security because I'll make you laugh, and then swiftly you will barely notice. I will turn the topic spiritual wisdom, and it will be right there in front of you. Thank you. Now, the first one I will begin. Let me begin the beginning. There is a man, and he has a good friend who has just moved into a new office. And it's a very posh, plush office. Plush office. And he thinks his wife or his secretary, somebody suggested, why don't you send a beautiful bouquet of flowers? And when they go into the new office, this will be here in display. And the man said, that's a fantastic idea. Why did I not think of that? Anyway, we will leave that there. Now, they sent the flowers, they ordered the flowers, and it arrived at his friend's posh, new, sparkling, twinkling office. Now, the boss of the office walked in and he said, so, the other staff gathered round. Aren't they beautiful? Who sent those gorgeous flowers? So they were all admiring, thinking, isn't that wonderful? Somebody sending this for our new office. And they glanced down. So the boss came in. The boss picked up the little card. And it said, rest in peace from John. Rest in peace from John. So he phoned John and he said, John, I would just like to thank you for the flowers. They're absolutely glorious. The staff are tickle pink. And they're thanking you for considering sending the flower. There's just one little issue that has got us slightly confused. John said, what would that maybe? What maybe even be that be? He did. So he said it. I'm just mimicking him. And they said, what could that be? And he said, the words on the card say rest in peace, John. So the friend has a laugh, but the other man is obviously slightly embarrassed. And he said, I will go straight on to that florist. So he phones the florist and he says, I've just spoken to my friend, really embarrassed, don't know where to put myself, this is so embarrassing, sent my flowers, I was going to rest in peace, as I did. So the girl said, what's your name? So she looks down the list and she said, well, John, all I can say is it could be worse. Someone who had a funeral today has just received flowers saying congratulations on your new location. Was that worth the wait? I know I kind of did a bit. I did one of those in the beginning, but I was just mimicking. That's the way John was speaking. So no, not an error on my behalf. No, not at all. Now the other one. There's a woman, an elderly woman, and she's sitting in the church. and the collection plate starts to come round. So she thinks, oh, wait. So she starts fumbling in her handbag to get her money ready for said collection plate as it's making its arrival. So she starts trying to get everything out, and she's getting in, she's seeing it getting closer and closer, and she can't find her purse, can't find this, can't find that. Oh, so in her haste, she accidentally throws a television remote control. Not the television, just the remote control was bad enough. Threw the remote control from her bag onto the floor of the church with a big thud. We know what a thudding noise. I know. Anyway, kind of sick. So the pastor or whoever it was, minister, whoever, came over and picked up said remote control and went over to the woman and said, Jessie, I just made that up. I just made that name up. I don't know. What other? Mary, whatever, in case anyone takes a huff. Jessie, I like that name. Jessie, is it normal circumstances? In normal circumstances, do you carry the TV remote control to a church? And he laughed. He did. And Jessie said, well, no, I can't honestly say I do. But this morning, my husband refused to get out of his bed and come to church with me. And all I could think of was, right, payback. I shall take the TV remote control with me. I like that. That's not nice. I know. I actually remember someone, I'll say this very quickly. I remember someone did that in reality. I don't know if she's listening just now. A number of years ago, accidentally. And you know the way when people are listening to it just happened, it was all like her husband and her sons and everyone were gathering in her house. Oh, for goodness sake, that's me, she's talking. I know. They were all gathering in her house with a big screen to watch. And it was like I know, every time I speak to anyone regarding football, it's an important game today. This is an important game today. No matter. I've never heard anyone say, well, this isn't too bad. Oh, no, this is life and death. This game is life and death. But I think on this occasion it was kind of a World Cup final, something along those lines, you know. So anyway, they were sitting, all the men had gathered round in her house, their husband, the sons had all come from their own houses to hers to watch, you know, the ambience, the whole thing, they'd all their snacks, everything already, you know the way they carry on. I know. Oh, sorry. Anyway, she, who shall remain nameless, was also at church, but this was accidental. Instead of her phone, well, she had picked up her phone, but she'd also picked up the TV remote control. This is years ago. So she had picked up the TV remote control and her phone. And off she went in her car to church. Anna switched her phone off. And then when she came out, all her phone was going ting, ting, ping, 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 ting, ting. And she was like, for goodness sake, I was only in there for an hour. Anyway, it was bedlam. All the messages. Where's the remote control? Where is it? And she says, well, why would I know? I'm at church. I don't know. No idea. They had the couch, they had the whole three-piece suite, upside down, you know, the seats, the cushions, everything in the house, everywhere was everywhere. And just as she was going to drive home, she answered the phone, then she decided, I'm going to drive home. I'll be home shortly, for goodness sake. I'm only going to a shop and then I'll be home. She came out of the church, went off to a shop, came out the shop and looked to put her shopping in the back seat. And here was the remote control for her television on the back seat of her car. She must have got into the car. Is this correct, this version? I can't remember. It was years ago. She'd got into the car and she must have thrown it back in. I think it was like one of those kind of throwing your brolly in the back. The umbrella was going in the back and the thing. And it was a World Cup game. Can you imagine? I said, well, personally, I wouldn't have admitted it. I would have gone into the house and just kind of been sneakily put it on the table and said, for goodness sake, it's there. What's wrong with you all? But she said, oh, no, it's in my car. Anyway, hers was accidental. So there was a remote control. She'd taken it, little Jessie. She said, that's it, he'll not get out of his bed. I'm taking this in my bag. I shall sort him out. He's thinking he's sitting in there watching TV when I'm at church. No, thank you, sir. Now, my last. Oh, is it the last one already? It is. God was talking to the angels. And he says, do you know what I have done? And the angels said, no, what? And they said, I created a 24-hour period, and it's from darkness to light, in 24 hours. It goes from 24 hours alternating between darkness and light. And the angel said, this is fantastic. What are you going to do now? And God said, I think I'll call it a day. Now that's a play on words. Did you get that one? That's quite funny. I think I will call it a day. One day at a time. Now, She's going to swing casually now. We've heard her doing this before. She makes you laugh, or tries to make you laugh, I know, and then swiftly turns it into a spiritual wisdom lesson. Well, I'm so pleased that you're following me. You are beginning to see what I'm doing. Good. Now, my point being, I think I will call it a day. Now, I'm going to kind of slowly move that towards your spiritual lesson. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to stop laughing at my jokes. I know. I thought they were funny. Now, if you realise the importance of calling it a day, how many people, not you and not I, we know we're perfect. We'll talk about other human beings, right? Because we can see it in other human beings more than we can recognise it in ourselves. So just think of people you know who've got flaws, not like you, not like I. No, think of other people that you may know, and if you know them well, it's even better. We all know we have challenges on planet Earth. Now, take that for granted. What other aspects of their life can you say with the people that you know that cause them a lot of anguish? Is it overthinking? Is it looking too far ahead? Is it dreading into the future? Is it throwing worry into the future? Is it always looking backwards? Is it living in the past? Or is it staring forward, dreading what's tomorrow and what's the next day and what about next year? There are enough, there's going to be enough challenges on planet Earth for you and I and everyone else. I want to make this very, very clear. You are making your position 100 times, worse by staring backwards and looking forwards continually. You're supposed to live in the moment. That's not just a fridge magnet or something for your t-shirt. It is living in the moment. There's actually, now please try and take this a little bit on board. I know. There's no such thing as the past except in your mind. Even that sentence is in the past. And the only way it's not in the past is if I listen to this again and I think it back and I bring it into the future. God, the future is not here yet. So anything you're picturing about the future is just your imagination. You don't know. We're not in the future yet. We're here. We are supposed to live one day at a time and live in the moment. Now, the reason for that, I believe, as I said, if we go back to the challenges, life can be daunting enough, especially nowadays where we're living what we're facing. You are going to magnify this and you're really going to make your situation an awful lot worse if you keep, remember yesterday, remember last week, remember last year. Now people do this. Remember 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and they're going right back to conversations they had any time in their lifetime. Tends to always be negative. People tend not to revert back, except a glance. What I find with people I speak to, they'll maybe glance briefly to remember a happy time, a nice time. I know, this is human beings. Generalising, not everyone. People tend to keep staring backwards if it's a negative situation or something that they are really wanting to keep stewing about for the rest of their days. It's a good one, isn't it? My Scottish channel. See if you want to stew about that forever. Well, you just stew about it forever. You keep looking back and if you didn't enjoy that part of your, most people say, I'd hate that. No, you wouldn't. If you hated that enough, you would move your mindset straight out of there. There's many, many people who today, if I spoke to them today, would go straight back to 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. They enjoy it. Well, if you didn't, you would move on. You're getting something from it. I don't know what, because we're only here for a while. If you keep scraping backwards to find faults and looking backwards and all the time and regurgitating negativity in your own life or experiences that you've had or experiences that you've had to face through other people that were toxic. Everyone faces situations in their life that they didn't enjoy. It'll either make you stronger or you'll just carry it with you to the grave. And I don't see the purpose. Now, this is the point, moving from jokes into the one day at a time. If you live in the present day, and you just focus on today, you will find that your mind, the stress in your mind reduces because you're not overthinking, you're not overstressing, you're not overworrying. And if you keep staring forward, you're not going to enjoy anything that happens today. Heaven forbid that could give you, a moment of happiness and, clarity and enjoy. it's going to be reduced, because that minute where you could have been looking forward to something, you're kind of staring into the distance and thinking, what if, what if, what if? You're supposed to, in my opinion, live in today, live in the minute, enjoy what's happening today. Don't keep looking backwards, don't keep looking forwards. It's easy to say, if you could see physically, we're in an energy-filled world, but if you could actually see physically with your eyes the emotional damage that you're doing to your health, to your mind, and actually to the experiences that you'll be facing in your life, if you could see it physically, you would stop that right this second. But because we're in an energy-filled world, we are living on the spiritual path. You have to live a lot by faith, and this is where the challenge comes in. If you can physically see, if I handed you an orange, and there's an orange there, and I said, look at that orange, you would find it quite easy to believe, because you'd say, well, there it's there, I can see it. If I didn't have that there, you would struggle to believe. You would say, she hasn't got an orange. Has she got enough for red? Do you know that kind of thing? The challenge in this path is believing what you don't and you're unable to see with your eyes. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It doesn't mean it's not true. It just means that you have to put a bit of effort in your own life to believe the unseen. It's very, very easy to believe what you can see with your eyes. Now, on the flip side of that, if you could physically see the damage you're doing, your mind, your stress, your body, your blood pressure, your anxiety levels, and the experiences that you're going to face, the sad thing is, you've probably heard this, and maybe in other people, if you're not used to this world, you're actually creating the experience that will come along in the future. You're creating it. If you're putting out negativity all the time, worry and anxiety, you're attracting that back in. It's as simple as that. It's energy. So if you don't want to keep living, stress, anxiety, this, that, you've got to stop overthinking and putting it in the world. That's as simple as I can make it. So back to my joke. I think I will call it a day. Now, you should learn from that, and you should say, from today, I think I will call it a day. Every day, just call today. Don't look backwards, don't look forwards. Enjoy the day you're in. This is today. And just call this, if anybody says the past, tomorrow, whatever, just live it today and just call this your new day. Call it this your fresh page. Call it the new you. Call it what you like. As I keep saying, if you were supposed to keep looking backwards, the Creator would have put your eyes at the back of your head. No, the Creator knew what the Creator was doing. I put your eyes at the front of your face, because you're supposed to walk forward. So if you're actually continually looking back, living in regurgitating all of that stuff from the past, you're just holding yourself back, and you're throwing that negativity to the people in your close circle. Because trust me, you're not keeping that energy to yourself. If that energy is toxic, that's going round everyone that you're supposed to care about, because it's an energy world. And if you're continually talking about the past, talking about negativity, remember. That's a word. You shouldn't be remembering all the stuff from the past if it's all toxic. And what you're doing when you're talking the words out and somebody's listening or people are listening, they've got to join in, oh yes or oh no. That atmosphere you're in is now completely toxic. And you've not only created some of that for your future, you're creating it for the people that you're supposed to care about, who are sitting listening in your circle. Thank you very much. Go back and listen to my jokes. Thanking you. Look after each other, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.